Hello there, welcome to e-GMAT, where we solve every single SC question by using our signature meaning-based approach. My name is Shraddha Jaiswal. I'm a senior verbal SME at e-GMAT, and today I will solve this complex sentence with you by using the e-GMAT three-step meaning-based approach. The first step in this approach is the meaning analysis. In this step, we try to extract the meaning of the sentence presented by the original sentence by breaking the sentence into smaller chunks, as you can already see on your screen. So let's start reading the sentence. Many of them chiseled from solid rock centuries ago. Okay, so this sentence is talking about some entities that are numerable in number, and these entities were carved out with the help of chisels and hammer from solid rock many years ago. Now, why am I able to say that many of these entities were carved out with the help of chisels and hammer? Because of the specific use of the word chiseled, and that's the beauty of this sentence. The way this part of the sentence is written, it is so easy for us to visualize as to what's going on. So many of these entities were carved out with the help of chisels and hammers from solid rock centuries ago. Makes perfect sense. Let's read the next part of the sentence. The mountainous regions of northern Ethiopia are dotted with hundreds of monasteries. Okay, so this part of the sentence talks about the mountainous regions of northern Ethiopia, and one can find hundreds of monasteries on these mountainous regions. Okay. So, summing it up all, the sentence talks about the mountainous regions of northern Ethiopia that have many monasteries, and these mountainous regions were carved out from solid rock hundreds of years ago. Now, the way this sentence is written, it seems to suggest that it was the mountainous regions that were chiseled from solid rock. Can this be a logical understanding? Well, no, because we know that no human being can use chisel and hammer to carve out mountainous regions from rock. Let's just recall our geography lessons in high school. Were we ever told that there exists mountainous regions that are man-made, that were made by human beings, and they use chisels and hammers to do so? Most definitely not. So aspect 2 over here is definitely incorrect. It is definitely not the mountainous regions that were chiseled centuries ago. So now, what shall we do? Shall we move on to look at our answer choices and try to get some help from them to understand the logic of the sentence? Most definitely not. Whatever we need to know about the logic of the sentence is present right in this sentence. Let's think about what is that one entity that can be man-made, that can be created by using chisels and hammers. And no-brainer, it is hundreds of monasteries. So actually, we all understand from our logical understanding that many of the entity that were chiseled centuries ago from solid rock are hundreds of monasteries and not the mountainous regions. So we do understand that the way this sentence is written is absolutely illogical. So we need to rearrange the entities in this sentence in such a fashion so that it can present the logical intended meaning through the correct grammar. So now that we understand the meaning of the sentence and we also understand the intended logical meaning of the sentence, let's perform error analysis, in which we will try to find out what is the error. And needless to say that the placement of this modifier right in the beginning of the sentence is erroneous, because because of the placement of this modifier, we are getting this illogical modification. So we definitely need to rearrange the entities in the sentence in such a way so that many of them chiseled could clearly associate with hundreds of monasteries, right? That is what we are looking for. All right. So over here, it just reminds me of how we solve puzzles. Why? Because in a jigsaw puzzle, we actually pick visual clues and then we put pieces together to get that picture, right? In sentence correction, we are doing the same thing but in a different way. Instead of visual pictures, we are actually collecting logical clues from the sentence, and we understood that we have two entities in this sentence, or rather two pieces of this sentence which are not connected properly. This is my first entity over here and this is my second entity over here, and the way they are placed, this is the picture that I get, and it's absolutely clear that these two puzzle pieces have not been placed properly because there is no connection between them, right? There is absolutely no connection between these two. Okay, so let's just take a guesswork here and let's just preempt a little bit. How can we make this sentence to work? What can we do in this sentence so that we get the logical meaning through the correct grammar? And one way I thought of is that let's just place that modifier that appears in the beginning of the sentence right after hundreds of monasteries. By doing so, we actually place many of them chiseled very close to hundreds of monasteries, and this shuffle in the placement, or this change in the placement, actually makes my puzzle complete. Both the pieces connect together well, and the sentence does give me the logical meaning. So at this stage, I kind of know that what my correct answer choice should look like. So with this understanding, let's move on to scan the answer choices. And of course, choice A is not correct because my puzzle pieces do not fit together in choice A. Choice B repeats the same error. Again, it says that the mountainous regions were chiseled from solid rock, so it does not work. Now, choice C actually puts the logic correctly. It does say that hundreds of monasteries were chiseled from solid rock centuries ago. So in that term, in terms of logic, this part at least has been taken care of. But choice C is still wrong because of the usage of the incorrect verb are dotting. This is a present continuous verb. It means that the monasteries are mushrooming up as we are talking. This action is happening right now at this very moment, and we understand that this is not the intended meaning of the sentence because the sentence presents general information that, hey, if you go to mountainous regions of northern Ethiopia, you will see so many monasteries, or mountainous regions have many monasteries over there. So choice C, although one part of the logic works for us, the verb tense used in this sentence definitely is not working. Let's take a look at choice B. Once again, choice D logically says that it is the monasteries that are chiseled. You see, this choice actually changes the structure the way we did it during the error analysis. The opening modifier has now been placed after hundreds of monasteries, which is absolutely fine. But once again, it is the verb villain that is making my sentence incorrect. Why? Because the sentence is talking about an action that took place centuries ago. So an action that has taken place hundreds and hundreds of years ago, how can we use the present tense verb are chiseled for that action? Okay, so that's the problem with choice D. Let's take a look at choice E. That's the only choice that we are left with, and this indeed is the correct answer. If you compare choice A and choice E, you will see choice E is exactly what we preempted during error analysis. What choice E does is that it picks up that opening modifier, many of them, and places it right after hundreds of monasteries to get rid of the modified error that made choice A illogical at the first place. All right, so choice E is the simple, sweet answer that we've been looking for, grammatically correct and logically correct as well. Now, I know that many of you want to ask that, hey, what's going on with many of which? I selected choice D because, I have a proper subject verb pair here. Everything looks very neat over here, but many of them chiseled. I'm still not sure what them is talking about. Now, if you had that issue, let me tell you that the structure of many of which are chiseled and the structure of many of them chiseled, both are correct in the context of the sentence. Over here, we have an independent clause which is connected to another dependent clause that acts as a modifier for hundreds of monasteries. And in choice E, we have an independent clause plus a noun modifier that again modifies the preceding noun, hundreds of monasteries. So both these structures work absolutely fine in the context of this sentence. But choice D loses out to choice E only because of this incorrect verb tense that we see here. We cannot say that an action, we cannot use any sort of present tense verb for an action that took place hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So that's the only error with choice D. Otherwise, structurally, both these structures work, both these modifiers work absolutely fine in the context of this sentence. So I hope that you enjoyed this solution and all your confusions are gone about this sentence. A few quick takeaways over here. The first thing that we should do is that we must break the sentence down into smaller pieces and must understand what the sentence is trying to say. And once we extract that meaning, we must analyze whether that meaning is logical or not. If the sentence presents logical meaning, well and good. We move on to our step 2 and do the grammatical analysis on the sentence. But if the original sentence fails to convey logical meaning, we must spend a little more time with the original sentence and must decipher the logical meaning. And everything that we require to understand the logic of the sentence is always present in the original sentence itself. So do spend that time upfront with the original sentence. Proceed to solve the problem only when you are 100% sure of the intended meaning or the intended logical meaning that the sentence must convey. Now, some grammatical takeaways over here. Modifiers must be placed correctly so that the modification remains logical, and also correct verb tenses must be used to keep the event in their correct timeline. All right, so that's all about it for this question. If you liked this solution, please click on the like button and let us know that you liked it. Also subscribe to our channel for more such content, as we are working very hard to create GMAT content for you so that we can help you on your GMAT journey. Also check the links in the description below for more helpful resources that can help you with your preparation. That's all from my side. Thank you and happy learning.